And even after Todd got there, kind of a joke, you know.
There was the
like,
pity that went through the pharmacy.
Stupid stuff, like I can't believe that, like nobody died and nobody got seriously injured. Todd one time, so we're like there was the old prescription used to have these we call them frizz boards, where it was a piece of like thick cardboard that would end each set of prescription. And we thought it would be fun to like throw these across the pharmacies and like walk down there. There's nothing to do. Or you think there's nothing to do. So we take these things and we throw them across the pharmacy, and they were so hard that it would be thrown if you miss. It would like wedge itself into a box. It was like a Chinese star, right? Well, yeah, that's exactly what it was. So, did you throw it? I think you threw it. Tom threw it one time, and we had this long, like all the way to the pharmacy, like as long as this room, just like this, and we were screwing around. And Tom just launched this thing, and Todd came around the corner like in the exact same time, and this Chinese star cardboard thing went about 2 inches from his nose. Like definitely would have gone to the hospital. Just like this, like sums up like Tom, like all the shenanigans. It's so silly, it's so goofy. One time he almost started me on fire intentionally. So I'm sitting at the computer typing orders, because this is back in the day we had like all 500 orders that came in, somebody had to type them. So this was like maybe a 3-hour project for like 2.5 guys, a guy and a half for most of the afternoon. So you just sit there and you're typing and you're typing. There's people behind you pinning doses and labeling prescriptions, so I'm just typing. And Patty at the time is behind me, and she's like, "Colin, is it warm in here?" I'm like, "No, why?" I just spin around in my big stool chair, and all of a sudden it's like somebody's got heat coming right in my face. What is going on? And I look down, and there's these flames, like those small stool chairs, flames like licking the bottom of my stool. And I have pants, and I have a lab coat on too, right? And one lab coat that's all polyester, like this close to death, right? So I had like jump up like a cat, like fly like half across the room. Tom thought it'd be really funny to like put a little pool of alcohol under my chair and light it on fire. But just like nobody got hurt. It was good. It was funny. We're talking about it. But that always something entertaining and funny, and like Todd said, like Tom just has a way of connecting with people and just wiggling his way into your heart. It's like friend, confidant, and one of the reasons why I stayed with the Cardinal. Pretty awesome.
So Tom has creative ways of trying to get messages across to people, and it's that Minnesota nice passive aggressive approach. It works. It's rather effective. Take case in point. There's a situation where we have some gentlemen that can't seem to make the urine. So this was you, right, Tom?
Yes.
If not, I apologize.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
So there was this sign with a label maker in font size 1 in front of the urinal saying, "If you can't read this, step closer." So just as a way of trying to make something entertaining, but to get a point across, right? There was also another one, Colin.
Yes, there was.
I don't know if you remember the details. I tried finding that email today, and I couldn't.
It's lost in history, the annals of history, whatever that saying is.
You want to try to reenact that?
Yeah, all right. So
Thermostat.
Yes, the thermostat. Oh my God. So all right. So in the old pharmacy, we had one of those thermostats that was like under lock and key, you know, it's got a key, but the lock had been broken, it was like open like forever ago. So, and Tom, fill in some details because obviously I'm just telling this from memory. But somebody kept screwing with the thermostat, and Tom came in on the weekend. It was always like cranked up, cranked way down, and it would stick. So somehow the thermostat got set to like 87 or like 115 for the weekend. So Tom comes in on call on like a Saturday, and it was way too hot in there. So what does Tom do in his very Tom way? He writes an email to the whole staff at the pharmacy that tells the story about the thermostat being too high. But he totally Tom Johnson it. And Tom Johnson has this way, whenever he's upset, he gets like beet red and just like, right? But it's, I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. I was making fun of him for it. But so like he's sitting in his computer, you can see it in the way he's written this, and he's like, so today I walk into the pharmacy, and this is him right here. I walk into the pharmacy, and it's like walking into the Sahara Desert, and I'm looking across the pharmacy, and I can see on the other side the
Life-giving water.
the life-giving water. Do you remember the email? So he goes through this whole thing of like, so I'm crossing the Sahara Desert, and I'm making my way to the thermostat to try to turn it down to try to survive this trek across. He goes through like, it's a novel, right? It's like 4 pages. Oh shoot, lost it. Cruising across the desert, and I can see the horizon and the whatever, the oasis. It was great. I totally botched it. I didn't have it. We had this email forever, and I searched.
I had it posted on my desk like for the last month I was there.
Oh, it was the greatest.
And
But more of the silly shenanigans, just like nothing.
and working nights with Tom was always fun because we're fairly close in age and loving the grunge. And so Yellow Ledbetter, which is the song track, was very intentional of Pearl Jam because no one can understand what the heck the words are. And Tom repeatedly, I think it's 3 times, he's printed out those lyrics so people can understand exactly what Ledbetter is singing in that song. And each time I read it, it's like, oh, he's singing that. Thing. I've got one other story. And so about a month ago, it was a Friday. Was it Friday? It was a Friday. And it may have actually been Jamie who said, she's looking at me, don't do that. She goes, oh, this is Tom's last weekend on call. Oh. Okay. So the wheels start turning. I call up Amy at Regions and I go, hey Amy, do you know of someone that could probably call in a white blood cell study on a Saturday at around 10 o'clock? And she goes, why would I do that? I said, well, it's Tom's last weekend on call. And she goes, oh, I've got someone, she said. So Amanda, I was hoping actually Amanda was going to be here today, but she was supposed to be here. And so she says, I got just the person who she hates call. I said, well, that's interesting. So does Tom. And so Amanda gets the message from Amy, and then at 10 o'clock, I tell Amy, I said, hey, have her call me as soon as he gets off the phone with Tom, because I'm going to give it a little bit of time, but I don't want it to progress to where Tom actually leaves his house. I just wanted to stew a little bit. So Amanda's totally on board. She calls me at 10:30 in the morning, and she goes,
Oh man, that went great. You should have heard him. I said, you couldn't talk him out of it? No, I know, isn't this terrible?
So I call up Tom. Hey Tom, how's it going? Hey, I wanted to bring up something, but hey, how's it going?
Oh man, you wouldn't believe this.
How'd it go, Tom?
I said, 28 years, I never have to go in on a Saturday to do a white blood cell. Look what happens. I gotta go and do a blood study.
So I said, well, you're lucky that you don't have to do a white blood. So I can't remember exactly what I said, but I let him know he was off the hook. I said, what? You, oh. So I am a little concerned because I still have a week of Tom.
Not anymore.
So, again, it is the people that you work with that make the work fun. And we have such an awesome staff that we get to work with. The people make it. I mean, we're happy to be there around each other for over 8 hours a day, or at least 8 hours a day. And it is the people that make it work. And I'm going to miss you terribly. But I am also extremely happy for you in going into this next chapter, being able to stay in the scorching heat and miss out on all the nice snow that you have. Is there anyone else that would like to share? No pressure?
I missed all the fun, so I got nothing to say.
Okay.
Chris Mack has some stories.
Chris Mack has some stories?
He's got to.
Like Colin stole like his words and
What about the bouncy balls? Well, that wasn't even Tom. That was a Forga thing.
And I believe Mr. Berg.
Mr. Bird?
Weren't you part of the bouncy ball
I have some
group?
comments.
No comment.
That's playing hockey.
Yeah.
Got a few things for you, John. So, yeah, I got visual aids here. Before we get to that, to properly embarrass you, I know you enjoy some music from time to time, so I'll embarrass myself as well. I got a song here, Tom working at the pharmacy.
Oh, awesome.
All right. So again, there's some insider stuff here, so we'll have to ask Tom how to insider knowledge here. Here it is. Oh, Tom's been working in the pharmacies all the livelong day. Yes, Tom's been working with technetium just to pass the time away. Survey meters chirp, darn the floor is hot, and Isotrack is offline again. Bedtime comes, but on-call phone quacks a Tom Scout goes to Mankato. We'll miss you, Tom. You'll never get smurfed again. Have a great retirement.
Woohoo! Woo! All right. That's good stuff.
So I got a reaction on Max here. Probably most of the pharmacists know this, maybe some of the technicians who work in the iodine room. But I'll have to bring Tom up because he'll explain it much better than I can. But we have a little area where we're surveying our nets, our thyroids for iodine radioactive contamination. And we have this poster at that Co-location, so Tom, come on up and give your spiel about sitting there forever, checking your tire.
This is gonna be good.
So, put it up here where you can see it. Everyone see it?
Yep.
So everyone thinks this is your standard corporate motivational poster, right? Think, win, and all that stuff. To me, when I first sat down, when we moved into the new facility, to me that represents being beaten down by the man. Here's the monkey. This is us. Here's the man. That's a club hitting the monkey squarely in the face. Everyone sees it, right? Yeah, so it's very subliminal message from corporate. Like they're trying to build you up, but the subliminal message is you're going nowhere. That's what that is. This is your average employee. This is the man. Thanks, Evan. Great song. For those that don't know, Evan is extremely talented, and Rebecca too, and their whole family is extremely talented in music, and like top notch, you know.
Yes.
And Evan can really belt it out. So we've been doing. I don't get to listen to Evan sing like the technicians do during the morning because we don't work the same shift, you know. But I've heard the stories that he really sings. He'll go into some Italian operas and stuff like that. It's quite amazing. So, all right. Am I supposed to do my speech now, or sure?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So I graduated in 1981 from pharmacy school. I was 22 years old as a pharmacist. I worked in retail for a while and bought my own store in 1984. Sold it to Snyder Drug. For those who are local here, you remember Snyder Drug Stores. In 87, I went to work for another just independent pharmacy until I kind of just got tired of independent pharmacy, and I got the job with Syncor in 1994. And never looked back. I thought it was just going to be a little career stop, you know, for a little while, and then go back into traditional pharmacy. But here it is, 20 years later, and I'm actually working. I work at like 5 hours, but the I never left, and so it's been a great career filled with so many good memories and good people. You know, we have your home family, you know, your people like Don and Dee. I've known forever, just before nuclear, I think probably, just because of our kids and growing up in the same area. In fact, I think I knew you, and then it was like, Dee, you work at North Memorial? So, yeah, we were already acquaintances at least, but the family that you spend at work, and you spend so much time at work, that really is your family. I mean, we all have our family, but I don't see my brother or my daughter a tenth as much as what I see everybody that I work with, you know what I mean? And so it's been super fulfilling for me to have such a wonderful work family that I've known throughout the years, and there's been many that have come and gone. And, you know, working with Chris Berg and Colin and Chris Mack and Brenda and Jerome, and you know, we had so much fun back in the day. We formed just really good friendship bonds, you know, and then being able to do stuff outside of work. I mean, you know, play golf or whatever. Yeah, and now the new guys too, the ones that have replaced them. I don't know if you know Blake. Blake is one of our technicians. Chris Straw is an RSO and another technician. And Matthew couldn't make it. Another one. And we have fun, right? I mean, it's a good time at work. So we all enjoy each other's company. And then all the time I've spent with Evan and Max, and then all the pharmacists that have been here. We've all been really good friends for the most part. And a couple I couldn't do it all. Molly is here too. She's another good pharmacist. And it's just been, you know, and all of a sudden here I am. It's like, what happened? I was just, you know, a young guy, and now I'm a young guy who's retired.
Yeah, there you go. Woo.
But we bought a house in Arizona in 2019, and we moved down there permanently, so we love it. It's very relaxing, and we're enjoying ourselves very much. So, and I appreciate everyone showing up tonight and sharing this moment with me. It's been good. So, thank you very much.
All right. That's all I have. Please enjoy yourselves. If you, there's plenty of pizza left. Whatever's left can go home with whomever, because it's not staying here. And I already asked if they'll give you homeless or something good, some other benefit. They won't do that because of the risk of such and such. So, thank you all for coming out. We'll continue to mix and mingle. We'll turn on back on the grunge tunes.